Who would have thought a young man in his 20s could rule an entire African nation? It's a rarity, especially in Africa, a continent where older politicians dominate the scene. But then, there's the remarkable story of Valentine Strasser, who became the head of state in Sierra Leone at the young age of 25. You might find it hard to believe that someone could rise to the top of a country during a military regime, but Valentine Strasser defied the odds and accomplished just that. How did he manage this incredible feat? If you are curious to find out, brace yourselves up for an incredible journey of Valentine Strasser, a young leader who set an astonishing record, leaving everyone around the globe in awe. Humble beginnings. In the bustling city of Freetown, Sierra Leone, a young boy named Valentine Esegragbo Melvin Strasser was born on April 26, 1967. His parents belonged to the Creole ethnic group, which was a significant part of Sierra Leone's cultural tapestry. At the time of Valentine Strasser's birth, the political landscape was quite different. Sierra Leone was operating under a parliamentary government, and Sir Albert Margai held the prestigious position of Prime Minister. Valentine Strasser's childhood unfolded in the neighborhood of Allentown, located in the far east end of Freetown. It was a modest yet vibrant area where young Valentine was shaped by his surroundings and experiences. As he grew, Valentine Strasser pursued his education with dedication. He attended the Sierra Leone Grammar School in Freetown and graduated in 1985, an impressive achievement at the young age of 18. During his time in secondary school, it became evident that Strasser possessed exceptional talents in subjects like mathematics and chemistry. His intellect and academic prowess were quickly recognized by those around him. This was just the beginning of Valentine Strasser's remarkable journey. One would go on to make significant strides in the political world of Sierra Leone. Foray into the military world. Upon graduating from secondary school in the year 1985, young Valentine Strasser embarked on a new journey by enlisting in the Republic of Sierra Leone Military Forces, RSLMF, at the tender age of 18. It was a time when President Siaka Stevens held the reins of the government and Sierra Leone was his homeland. Valentine's first stop was the Benguema Military Training Academy, located just outside Freetown. There, he underwent rigorous training as a cadet officer, honing his military skills and discipline. Remarkably, Valentine Strasser was commissioned into the Sierra Leone Army at the exceptionally young age of 19. His military service led him to a posting at a barracks in Daru, situated in the Kailahun district of eastern Sierra Leone. Little did he know that the course of his life would soon be shaped by the unfolding events in this region. In March 1991, the Revolutionary United Front, RUF, under the leadership of Fode Sanko, launched their first attack in the Bwedu villages of Kailahun district. Valentine Strasser and his fellow soldiers, already stationed in a military barracks in Kailahun, were called upon to lead and quell the rebellion initiated by the RUF. This marked the beginning of a significant chapter in Strasser's military career, where he would face formidable challenges and make decisions that would ultimately lead him into the national spotlight. Before President Momo's eventual removal, a pivotal phase in Valentine Strasser's military career unfolded as he courageously battled against the Liberian invasion in Sierra Leone. This conflict primarily took place in the eastern and southern regions of Sierra Leone, where Strasser played a significant role. In this challenging period, Strasser and his comrades faced not only the invading Liberian forces, but also domestic rebels who were often referred to as Sobals. These rebels, added another layer of complexity to an already tumultuous situation. The backdrop against which these events occurred was Sierra Leone under President Momo's leadership. Unfortunately, his presidency was marked by dissatisfaction among the people. The citizens of Sierra Leone, weary of the political status quo, desired a more cooperative and responsive political system. They felt that President Momo's rule failed to provide the change they sought and offered little difference from his predecessor. This discontent among the populace set the stage for significant political changes in Sierra Leone, which would ultimately lead to the rise of Valentine Strasser and his remarkable journey into the national leadership. Path to power. While Valentine Strasser was stationed at the war front in Kailahun district, engaged in the intense battle against the Revolutionary United Front, RUF, he and his fellow soldiers faced considerable challenges. These difficulties were exacerbated by the circumstances within the government of Sierra Leone, headed by President Joseph Saidu Momo. One of the prominent issues that plagued the soldiers was the acute shortage of essential supplies, including boots and necessary military equipment. These vital resources were in short supply, making it increasingly difficult for Strasser and his comrades to fortify themselves in their war against the RUF. Moreover, the soldiers had to contend with delayed or irregular salary payments. This financial uncertainty added an extra layer of stress to an already perilous situation. The welfare of these brave soldiers, who were risking their lives on the front lines, appeared to be a low priority for the government. These challenging circumstances on the battlefield, coupled with the government's apparent neglect of the soldiers' needs, would play a crucial role in shaping the events that would follow in Sierra Leone's history. Despite their numerous appeals, warnings, and threats to the government, the young soldiers stationed in Kailahun decided to take a remarkable step. On April 29, 1992, they embarked on a determined march from Kailahun to the State House in Freetown, the nation's capital. Their purpose was clear: to protest against the setbacks they faced in the ongoing conflict and to demand their long overdue salaries. This courageous group of soldiers was led by none other than Valentine Strasser himself, accompanied by his two closest friends and fellow soldiers, Sergeant Solomon Musa and Captain Sahar Sandi. Their presence in the heart of the capital city held immense significance. The soldiers' determined march created a turning point in Sierra Leone's history. President Momo, faced with this unexpected demonstration of discontent, made the fateful decision to flee the country. He sought refuge in exile in Conakry, Guinea, leaving a power vacuum behind. Motivated by this power vacuum, Valentine Strasser and his comrades seized the opportunity. They took control of the government, forming the National Provisional Ruling Council, NPRC, with Strasser assuming the position of its leader and, remarkably, the head of state of the entire nation. At the astonishing age of just 25, Valentine Strasser became the youngest head of state in the world. This unprecedented turn of events marked the beginning of a new era in Sierra Leone, with a young and determined leader at the helm. Valentine Strasser's audacious coup on April 29th was met with resounding support that echoed across the nation. The people of Sierra Leone rallied behind the young leader, and even on the international stage, there was a wave of goodwill and hope for his success. At the remarkable age of 25, Strasser had managed to rescue a country that teetered on the brink of complete collapse. Sierra Leone had found its unexpected savior in this young and determined leader, and the world watched with anticipation as he embarked on the monumental task of rebuilding and stabilizing a nation in turmoil. In his presidential address, he addressed his people and said, "Dear fellow citizens, for more than 2 decades, we have been governed by a regime that we deem oppressive, corrupt, exploitative, and deeply divided along tribal lines. This government, operating under the banner of the APC, All People's Congress, has perpetuated nepotism, tribalism, gross mismanagement, and has presided over the near collapse of our economy, educational system, healthcare, transportation, and communication infrastructure. The consequences of this governance have been dire, plunging the majority of Sierra Leoneans into enduring poverty and a life characterized by hardship. The regime's performance has been nothing short of a profound disappointment. In the annals of Sierra Leone's history, the past 23 years will be remembered as a period of stagnation and regression. But it is important to note that this chapter is now behind us. Challenges and accomplishments. Valentine Strasser's time in power was marked by a series of significant challenges and accomplishments. Despite being one of the world's youngest leaders, he managed to navigate a treacherous civil war and weathered 2 coup attempts. His administration, however, faced considerable international condemnation due to actions such as executing political opponents, suppressing press freedom, and conscripting young boys into the military. Amid these challenges, Strasser took measures to address the nation's pressing issues. He endorsed a 2-year transition to democracy, setting the course for Sierra Leone's political future. His leadership also had a positive impact on the domestic front. Strasser successfully curbed street crime and resumed the collection of taxes, contributing to financial stability. Furthermore, the young military leader implemented austerity measures, reducing the civil service workforce by 1/4. These steps helped to counter hyperinflation, slashing it from an alarming 115% annually to a more manageable rate of less than 15%. Despite the controversies that marked his regime, Strasser's administration had a mixed legacy, characterized by both formidable challenges and commendable efforts to address critical issues facing the nation. Fall of Valentine Strasser. In a surprising turn of events, in January 1996, after almost 4 years at the helm, Valentine Strasser's leadership came to an abrupt end. This time, it wasn't an external force, but rather discontent among his own National Provisional Ruling Council, NPRC members, that led to his ousting. The coup was orchestrated by his deputy, Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio, in collaboration with Colonel Tom Newma and Captain Komba Monde. Brigadier General Bio swiftly emerged as the leader of the coup, garnering the support of Newma and Monde. With their backing, he assumed the position of head of state of Sierra Leone. This internal power struggle marked a significant moment in Sierra Leone's political history, as the nation underwent yet another change in leadership. Valentine Strasser's rise to power had been met with immense enthusiasm, particularly from the youth of Sierra Leone. Many believed that he had emerged as a champion for their cause and a beacon of hope. Strasser's youthfulness was seen as an asset and a refreshing change in leadership. However, it also proved to be his downfall, as historical records suggest. Almost immediately after taking office, he directed his focus towards combating the rebel forces led by Fode Sanko, making it a top priority of his administration. Unfortunately, despite his efforts, Strasser's leadership was unable to bring a swift and decisive end to the rebel war, which eventually played a significant role in his departure from power. As Valentine Strasser's time in power continued, he faced a growing tide of unpopularity, accusations of mismanagement and, even more gravely, allegations of ordering the execution of dissenters within his regime began to circulate. These accusations further eroded the support he had once enjoyed. One of the critical turning points was his decision to employ the services of the mercenary group known as Executive Outcomes. This decision had unintended consequences, as it led to a significant number of his own soldiers defecting to the rebel army, further weakening his position and contributing to his eventual downfall. Life afterwards. After his overthrow from power, Valentine Strasser's life took a series of unexpected turns. He received a fellowship from the United Nations, allowing him to pursue a law degree at the University of Warwick in Coventry, England. However, his academic journey was cut short as he halted his studies after 18 months. In 2000, Strasser's application for asylum in England faced rejection, leading him to explore other options. He ventured to the Gambia, but even there, he was denied entry. His tumultuous journey ultimately brought him back to his homeland, Sierra Leone. Here, he faced a challenging existence, living in poverty and relying on a meager pension in Grafton, situated to the east of Freetown. Despite the hardships he endured, Strasser remained resilient and engaged in meaningful work. He dedicated his time to the ICT Institute, where he imparted valuable computer skills to the youth, offering them opportunities for a brighter future. This phase of Strasser's life was marked by resilience and a commitment to contributing positively to the community despite his own personal challenges. Personal life. Valentine Strasser hasn't been discussed much, but there is widespread curiosity around his personal life happenings. Valentine Strasser is legally married to Gloria Strasser. However, the former First Lady has always maintained a low profile and stayed away from the public eye. While her name is known, few have seen her face or heard her voice. However, recently, there has been a buzz on social media about the former mistress of the captain named Amelia Rogers, claiming to be on a mission to help Captain Strasser. This sparked the interest of Makoni Times News in Sierra Leone, leading them to investigate what really went wrong in the Strasser story. During their investigation, they managed to connect with Madame Gloria Strasser, who kindly agreed to an exclusive interview to clear up some misconceptions about the unfolding events in the Strasser saga. Madame Gloria was clear that her primary intention was to set the record straight on certain matters that had been bothering her. However, she emphasized that her aim wasn't to discuss what she considered personal matters in public. This decision was made out of respect for Captain Strasser and, above all, to protect their only son, Valentine Strasser Jr. Gloria had chosen to lead a quiet life for over 19 years, much like any ordinary person. She explained that she had her reasons for stepping forward now, particularly to counter any misleading information about her relationship with Val, Captain Strasser, and the role she played in his current situation. Personal life challenges. The difficulties in Valentine Strasser's life continued to mount. Alongside the hardship he faced, he also experienced the painful upheaval of divorce. Adding to his woes, he endured constant harassment from a daughter of one of his regime's victims, a stark reminder of his past actions. These relentless challenges eventually compelled Strasser to abandon his pursuit of education. In a bid to find some stability and solace, he sought amnesty and returned to Sierra Leone, his homeland. Here, he reunited with his family, particularly his mother, as he navigated the challenging path of life. However, the journey was far from smooth, and Strasser found himself grappling with joblessness, a persistent struggle that weighed heavily on his spirit. In an attempt to find some respite from his troubles, he sought solace in the Palm wine bars, a reflection of the complex and trying chapter of his life in the years following his exit from power. Final thoughts. The story of Valentine Strasser's ascent to power in Sierra Leone is indeed a remarkable and unconventional one, challenging the traditional expectations of leadership in African politics. At the age of 25, he became the head of state, a position usually reserved for older, more experienced politicians. This achievement alone was a testament to his charisma and determination. Sierra Leone, like many African countries, had seen a history of older, entrenched political figures occupying leadership roles. In this context, Strasser's rise stood out as a break from the norm. It's not just his age that makes his story fascinating, but the circumstances under which he came to power. At the time of his ascent, Sierra Leone was grappling with a military regime. Leading a country during such a tumultuous period is an incredibly difficult task. Military regimes are often marked by instability, violence, and a lack of democratic processes. Yet, Strasser managed to rise through the ranks and emerge as the leader. Valentine Strasser's journey to power was fueled by a combination of factors. He demonstrated leadership qualities, and his early education and military training equipped him with the skills needed to take on such a role. Moreover, he capitalized on a moment of discontent within the country, where people were longing for change. President Joseph Saidu Momo's government faced widespread dissatisfaction, and Strasser's emergence seemed like a glimmer of hope for a better future. As head of state, Strasser attempted to bring about change, facing enormous challenges, including a civil war, coups, and international condemnation. His story highlights the complexities and dilemmas of leadership during times of crisis. While Strasser's time in power had both positive and negative aspects, it remains a striking example of the unpredictable trajectories that leadership can take, particularly in a region where political norms are constantly evolving. His story serves as a reminder that leadership can emerge from unexpected sources, and that the young can play a transformative role in shaping a nation's destiny. Impact of Valentine Strasser. In the world of African politics, the question of whether age plays a pivotal role in leadership has sparked an ongoing debate. Many young people find themselves disheartened by the political situations in their countries. Let's take a moment to reflect on the life of Valentine Strasser and draw valuable lessons from his experiences. Strasser's journey demonstrates that young leaders can rise to power during critical moments in history. However, it's crucial that we remember that our actions will define our reputation. The old adage, "Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely," holds a kernel of truth, especially when power is seized through force. But here's the important part. We have the capacity to wield power responsibly and have a profoundly positive impact. It's possible to navigate the complexities of leadership and make choices that benefit our nations and communities. As young leaders, let's tread lightly, guided by the principles of integrity, empathy, and a vision for a better future. By doing so, we can be catalysts for positive change and set an example for the generations that follow. Here comes the end of Valentine Strasser's story, a motivational story which unfortunately met a tragic end. Do you think Valentine Strasser and his end was fair? Do you think his youth and ambitions were the reasons for his downfall? As young leaders, do you think it is possible for us to rise to power at a pivotal point in history and lead with integrity and purpose? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. On that note, we are wrapping up today's video. If you enjoyed today's journey back in time, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family who would enjoy this intriguing story of Valentine Strasser. Hit the subscribe button to keep an eye on our exciting content. We will see you soon with another video.